Alright, so now it's time to take the seed tray off of the watering system. So usually these seedlings grow a bunch of roots out the bottom. That's true this time too. You get embedded in this mat because the mat's where all the water is. Just gotta kind of get those away. It's okay, they'll grow more roots. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really hurt it that much. So we'll clean this off before we put this back on. So we got lots of roots coming out the bottom. Nice healthy plants. So we'll come over here. I think we'll plant the zucchinis first. They're kind of big and in the way. So my system for planting in the bed like this with this plastic is you just dig a hole with a trowel. Dig a hole with a trowel. Actually, I probably should. I'm gonna use the hose and wet down this bed before I start putting plants in it so it's saturated. That was a good idea. All right, we're just gonna use our garden hose here with the shower setting. Saturate the bed with water so the seedlings have a good start. And after we plant things today, we'll go ahead and turn on the automatic watering system. So to start with, I water everything 3 times a day for about 15 minutes. That'll get the bed nice and soaked as the seedlings are starting. After that, we can cut back. Once the root system gets established, we can cut back to maybe every other day, twice a day usually, for 10 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes. Just keep an eye on the tomatoes. If they start looking dried out, or if the tomatoes start splitting, you need more water. I'll go ahead and finish this up and then we'll start planting. You may notice I'm using dishwashing gloves. They have lots of flexibility and you can pick things up. And they keep the dirt off your hands. So this is a little better. It's not completely soaked, but we'll go ahead and plant these and we'll water them some more on top afterwards. Hey Sophie. There's our cat Sophie coming out to check things out. She doesn't like vegetables. Alright, so you dig a hole with this trowel and hold the dirt over to the side like this. Then I put some of this time release fertilizer in there. It's indoor outdoor. It's 15-9-12, which is fine. Doesn't really matter. I've used 12-12-12 before. It's fine. Any time release fertilizer that's got a reasonable range of all the 3 types of fertilizer you need: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. It's fine. It also has some trace elements, which is good. And then we just pop the zucchini out. So you just push up, see the bottom of the holes on the bottom. You just push up from the bottom with your finger. It comes right out. You get a nice root ball there that's tapered, and we got this little extra root coming out the bottom. So we're going to bury these 2 leaves. We don't really need them, and it'll make the plant small. Actually, we're not going to bury it because I see another little shoot coming out here. We won't bury. I don't think I'll bury this one. We'll just put it down close to the soil. Push it in, push the soil around it, and that's good to go. Just pull the trowel out, and there's our first zucchini plant. So I'll plant the other zucchini over here, and then I'll show you how I do the tomatoes. All right, for the tomatoes, like I said before, we have 3 big ones. We're going to plant those today, and we're going to let these other ones get bigger. These are a little too small, I'm afraid. They either get dried out and or bugs will eat them before they have a chance to grow. So for these, we're going to dig a hole in the middle of the page. Yeah. Same deal as before. We're going to try to go a little deeper this time, probably. And because we're going to bury the first couple sets of leaves. Make it a little bit deeper. Again, put in the time release fertilizer. A couple shakes or so. there is fertilizer in the soil. I mean, we're using compost, so it has some fertilizer in it, natural fertilizer. But I found, because we're planting pretty densely here, I'm going to make sure the plants have enough food. And over the season, I'll use liquid fertilizer periodically to give them a boost. And so again, we just pop out from the bottom. There's our nice root ball. So this shows you what a good seed starting system will come up with. We put it in here, and we're going to bury as much as we can. Looks like we can only bury the first set of leaves. That's okay. Bury at least 6 inches of this stalk. That'll make it sit upright a little bit better when it first starts growing. And as it grows, you're going to make sure it stays in the middle of the cake, because it'll tend to wander to one side. So you're going to pull it in and pull the branches in so they go on top of these different levels here, so it stays straight. All right, now we're going to go ahead and plant one of the beans. So the beans I try to plant next to the strings. So we'll plant one here. Again, just making a hole. Putting in the fertilizer. And these are nice, big looking beans plants here. So pick the one on the end and poke it out. Again, a really good, nice root ball on that one. Now we'll just stick it down in there. I'm going to go down, not as far as the tomatoes, but a good way down. And then this is the part that's going to grow, this little vine here. So you want to make that tangle on the string so it'll cling to that. They have little hairs on them that cling to things. So yeah. All right, so we planted zucchini, beans, and tomatoes. I'll plant the other tomatoes in a minute there. Then we'll come back with a hose and water it all down. And then I'll set the automatic water system water 3 times a day for 15 minutes. And that's a few gallons every 15 minutes. Let's see, it's about, I'd say it puts maybe 2-3 gallons at a time, 3 times a day. That'll get this bed nice and soaked. And once it's saturated, then I can cut back and not water quite as much. And we moved our security camera over here to watch the rat trap. So tomatoes and zucchinis seem to attract mice or rats. So if you check my rat videos, I've caught some rats in the vegetable bed in years past. And so we like to keep that going to keep the rats away from the vegetables so we can eat them. So that's kind of the wrap up for this seed starter. I really like it. It's nice and strong. Much stronger foam than I've had with the styrofoam ones I had before. So this should last quite a few seasons. So I would say I highly recommend this Lee Valley seed starter. It is made in Canada, but there's no equivalent I could find in the United States. So this is what we have to go with at this point. All right, so we'll maybe come back and revisit later on in the season when we're doing some harvesting, but I'm going to wrap this video up with this right now. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Post a comment if you have any questions or ideas, and I'll try to respond. That's all for now, but more videos are coming, and if you want to see them, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification icon if you don't want to miss one. This is STScI signing out, and keep looking up.